Hey. So I'm going to talk to you about convention high and reality lows. What am I talking about? I am talking about whenever you go to your company's convention, or you go to a seminar, you go to some like event or a retreat or anything, and then you are on such a high and you're loving it, and then you have a reality low. That's what we're going to talk about. But before I start talking, I want to introduce who I am. I am Jennifer Stroman. I am the #Glitter CEO. I love all things magical, unicorns, rainbows, glitter, you name it. I love it. Hello, Tia. Hey, Amber. How is everyone? Hey, Tracy. Hey, Bridget. How are you? Let me know you're here. Drop me a hello below and let me know, have you ever been to a company seminar, company convention, a company trip? Have you ever earned a trip? Have you ever gone on a retreat? Have you ever participated in something company-wide, whether you're in the corporate world or you are in network marketing? Of course, this is going to be more tailored to our network marketing and direct sales, but it can be for anybody. How many of you have been to a company big event? Let me know. Tell me that you have actually. See, there you go. Awesome. So we are going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the high that you get and the low that you get when you come back to reality, and what you can do to kind of minimize the damage, so to speak. So let's go ahead and get started. If you're catching me on the replay, comment replay below. I'd love to tell you hello and thank you for watching. So you like the hat, huh? So this is one of the mini treats that my little tribe got me whenever we were on our leadership retreat, which was something that I completely manifested and made happen. So manifestation is totally true. And I'm digging it. I'm not a hat girl. What do you think? Do you think I look good in hats? Because I'm just not a hat girl. I always thought I looked horrible in hats. So let's talk about this. So you have been to a company event of some sort. So I had Bridget, I believe, is the one who said she's spoken on stage on one. So you go to these events. They're jam packed with a ton of info, a ton of products, a ton of fun. It is just explosive with energy, right? Like, you are explosive, and it is just. Oh, you like the pink? You like the pink? So it is just, you're on fire when you go to these events, right? How many of you been on a trip that you earned? And then you're sitting by the beach, like sipping your margarita and having a blast because you earned that trip. You did the work to get there. Or you go to this convention, you paid to go to the convention, you're having cocktails with the CEOs, and then you're having so much fun, and you are on stage, and you may not be on stage, but you're watching everybody else on stage, and you're just like rocking it. It's so much fun, right? How many of you know what I'm talking about? Like, I want to be all like, the music's going. It's exciting. It's so exciting. It's like get cult-like exciting. It is so true. It is cult-like exciting. Anybody else agree? If you agree that it's cult-like exciting, throw me up some hearts. Throw me some energy. I want to see the boom fireworks. Give me those emojis and tell me that you know what I'm talking about. If you don't know what I'm talking about, drop me a sad face. I want to know that you are sad that you've never experienced the cult-like excitement. I love that. I'm going to use that. The cult-like excitement. So you like experience this high that you've never felt before. Am I right? Am I right, girls? Tell me if I'm right. Anybody else? Yes? Yes, yes, yes. Give me a yes. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like this cult-like high. It's so exciting. It's so adventurous. How many of you have experienced that? I want to know. You go on this, whether like I said, if it's a convention or it's a trip, and you're around your girls, right? You're around your tribe, you're around your peeps, and it makes you feel so good. And especially in network marketing, like you may have your family that you absolutely love, but for another live, we can talk about how family is usually the least supportive, right? Your inner circle of friends is usually the least supportive, right? So when you are on this extreme high, it's because you're around people who get you. They get you. They know what you're doing from day to day. They know what you're about to do from day to day. They know how much it takes to be where you're at. No Monica, no announcement. Sorry, hun. So you are on this incredible high from a trip, from being around people. Am I right? Right? So they get you. And that's why I say they're your tribe. They understand you. I remember being at one of the which now looking back, I'm like, it was the stupidest conference I'd ever been to in my life. I went to this conference and I'm with all these people that they all do the same thing I do, right? They're all working for the same dream. They're all out there hustling just the same way. And they get me. And it's an incredible feeling. So take that high, you're like drinking your margaritas on the beach, you're having a blast, you're having fun. And then you got to get on a plane or get in the car and you got to go home. Like everything just went down. I don't want to go home. I don't want to be back to the parenting role. I don't want to be back with the normal everyday tasks at hand. I don't like that, right? Because everybody wants the high. I mean, I just came back from a leadership retreat and the girls were spoiled rotten. They went out to dinner and they had they had a photo shoot. They had all these beautiful things happen. It's a high. Everybody's excited. And then you get on the plane and you're like, reality. Back to life, back to reality, right? Can I hear you? Yeah? Anybody else experience this? Tell me. If you've experienced it, drop me some music notes below and comment, back to reality. Back to reality sucks is what it does. So you go back to reality and you're just like, geez. Like I had this high, I was excited, I was doing these things, I was around my people. Now I'm not. Now I'm back in the negativity again. Everybody around me doesn't understand what I'm doing or agree with what I'm doing. They just don't get it. They don't understand why I really want this, because you do. You get it. You know it. You're around people that you wish that you could be around every single day. I have girls that I am friends with that are all over the U.S. Anybody else have friends that are in the whole country or even the world? Like I have people all over the world that I'm friends with, and I would love to be able to connect with them on a normal basis, like on a regular basis. We just can't do that until they decide to create something where we can like be beamed somewhere, right? That'd be really nice, because even with planes, they kind of suck. So you get back to reality and you're just like, what do I do? Like, what do I do? Like, if you've been on this high and you've been posting all this high, glorious, fun stuff, now you've got to get back to the way that you were before. You've got to adjust the way you're making your posts. You've got to adjust the way you're handling things. You have a jet lag from traveling. How many of you need a vacation from your vacation? Tell me. Back to reality, right? You need a vacation from your vacation. You don't even want to go back to reality. You need a vacation. You need a vacation. How many of you? Let me know. Drop me, I don't care. Drop me an emoji. Tell me, yes, me, I want a vacation from a vacation, right? Like you're so drained. Even if it's an amazing high, you're drained because you have so much content in your brain. Whether you're sitting by the pool and you're chit-chatting with your girlfriend and you're sipping on drinks, you're talking, right? You're talking about the business, you're talking about life, you're absorbing things, you're learning things, you're taking things in, and you are just getting all of this information. And when you get home, you're just like, I need a break. I need a break. I need a bubble bath and some wine, and I need a vacation from my vacation, right? Am I the only one? I doubt it. I know I'm not the only one. Who else wants a bubble bath and a glass of wine and a little bit of a break when they get home? Wouldn't that be nice? How many of you have gone, because I know my girls are here, how many of you got home to a clean house when you've been on a vacation, to a conference, to a convention? How many of you came home to a clean house? How many of you got good husbands? Sorry, bad ones. How many of you got a good spouse that had it all clean? Or maybe you have children who are cleaning and you come home and you're like, the house is clean. What? And you're so excited that you didn't have to clean that. Can I get an amen? Mm-hmm. That's the least they can do, right? So, hey, Lindsay, how are you? So you come home and you're like, oh, at least I don't have to have the house clean, right? But there's those that you got to come home and you're like, I got to sit here. I got to clean this out. I'm like, this is just going to drive me crazy. Now I got to clean. So, Lindsay, I was just talking about bubble baths. So, my little mermaid. So, some of us have to come home and they still got to clean. They still got to do things, which is totally just it's not part of this. That wasn't what I signed up for. I signed up to go on vacation and have a good time. I did not sign up to come home and clean. Can I? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Some of you got to deal with it. My husband and my daughter cleaned before I got home, but most of the time It's not like that. You got to come home and you still have a mess to clean up. And even if you don't have a mess to clean up, honey, you've got to sit there and unpack your stuff, don't you? And now you got clothes to wash. If I could I should take this camera off and go show you. I have been home since Monday really late. Well, it was actually like 3 o'clock in the morning on Tuesday morning. But my stuff still isn't unpacked all the way. Why? Don't got time for that. Don't have time for that. So when you're on a convention and you get home and you've got all this stuff, you're just like, oh, I have all of these things. I've got all of these things. You know what? Being single and clean, you know what? How many of you clean before you leave to make sure you come back and it stays the same? I do this. Like I clean, like you're saying, you know, you're single and you had to clean or whatever, but before you left, I do this when we go on family vacations. I have to like clean the whole house and it's got to be spotless before we walk out the door because I want to come home to a clean house. Anybody else hear me on that? Like you got to come home to a clean house. So Lindsay, I am so OCD, but honey, things just got to get done. I got to pretend like that suitcase isn't there. I just got to pretend. I used to unpack and do everything right away. And now I'm like, ain't got time for that. Ain't got time for that. So what I want to talk to you about is you get back, you've got to adjust the way your business is running. You've got to adjust. You've got to get back into the groove. You've got to recuperate. You've got to have a vacation from your vacation. You got to go take your bubble bath. You got to drink your wine. You got to get back into the groove, right? What I want to suggest to you is that you start small when you get back into the groove of things, and that you give yourself some grace. Because how many of you have been at a convention, at a conference, on a trip, on something with the company, and your numbers when you get home, they're down. They suck. They suck. Like you're not recruiting as much, you're not getting as many sales because you've been on a high and you've been with your girls living it up and you weren't focused like you were before. Because before you were in a routine, right? You're going to work, you're going to school, or you're working from home and you're doing a lot of this and you're doing a lot of this and you're talking and you're handing out stuff and you're communicating with everybody and you're just like rocking your business, right? You have a schedule. It is called a routine. You are doing what you need to do on a daily. Then you go on this trip, you go on this vacation, and rightfully so, you celebrate and have a good time. And don't worry about that stuff. Because rightfully so, you earned that trip. And rightfully so, you earned the right to take a break. Thank you, Lisa. So, you come home and now you got to adjust. And now you've got to get back to reality. So, don't beat yourself up. The first thing I want you to know is when this happens, give yourself a little grace. So, I'm going to give you 3 tips on how you can come back from a convention high, a trip high, an amazing experience with your company high, and not let yourself hit the reality low. Now, taking this away from the network marketing and going to some like retreat or whatnot, I will tell you that even just in the regular world, this is so true. I'll give you a perfect example and then I'll give you your 3 tips, okay? How many of you have had the luxury of going overseas? How many of you have been able to travel out of the country? How many of you have been able to travel? Drop me a 1 below if you've ever traveled out of the country. Drop me a 2 below if you've never gotten on a plane. So I'm just interested. How many of you have never gotten on a plane, number 2? And if you traveled overseas, give me number 1. How many of you, and I doubt that there might be 1, I'd be surprised if there was 1, have actually gone to Israel? Anybody gone to Israel? Walked to the Holy Land? Done the do? So when you go over there, and that is an incredible high for a believer, and you go and you walk this and you do this and you see the tomb and you do all these things, and then you come home and you're back to reality, and that emotional connection kind of goes back to your daily. That is a huge low that you can get into because you are right at the tip. You're touching the things that Jesus has touched and you've done the things. And if you're a believer, it is huge. It is huge. And then you come home and you can totally hit a low, right? So I use that example because it's not just with your business. It's with anything, any vacation. And you come home and you hit this major low. So how do you prevent yourself from hitting a low? How do you hold on to that high? How do you stay with the like pumping and you've got the music going in your head and you're still rocking it, and when you get in the bathtub and you're drinking your wine, you're remembering your girls and you're having a good time and you're remembering the walk you went on and the things you saw wherever you went? How do you keep the high? How do you bottle it up? My favorite part of the Ed Sheeran, one of Ed Sheeran's songs is, I want to bottle it up, bottle it up. If I could bottle it up, right? I would. And I seriously, I always turn that part up. If I could bottle it up, I would, right? You want to bottle it up and take it with you. If I could do it just like this and just have all my energy and be like, energy, you know, that'd be great. Number one way that you can bottle it up and hold on to that energy and have that high and not get to the reality low is to use what you learned going forward, okay? Use what you've learned. Take what you've learned. Everything you listened to, everything you learned, everything that you just absorbed, use it. Use it. So you went to a convention, you went to a trip, you went to a leadership retreat, you went to, sat on the beach with your friends. You learned a lot. I'm sure you did. I'm sure you figured out, man, she does this with her business and that's not, I need to start doing that. Or maybe, oh, that was a really good tip. I need to remember that. Use what you learned. Don't let it go to waste. And I guarantee you the excitement and the bottling it up is going to be there because it's right there. All that energy is right there because you're taking something you learned from that exciting experience and putting it into your daily life. So you're not having this lull. Anybody else agree with me on here? How many of you can take something that they've learned on their trip and use it in their everyday life? It doesn't even have to be with your business. It could be something you heard and you're like, oh my gosh. It could be something, somebody could be so horrible on a trip. You're like, I will never be like that girl. I will never do that. Or I will never do that. And you take what you've learned, bring it home and use it. Okay? Number 2, up your game, honey. Up your game. So, you rocked it. You were having a blast. You were having a good time. I guarantee you met somebody who's higher up than you. You met someone else that you looked at and said, oh, I cannot touch that. You met someone that you thought was invincible. You met someone, talked to someone that you thought was incredible, that you could never even touch. You look in the mirror and you're like, oh, yeah, like never going to be that girl. Like I could never be that person. Has anybody ever done that? Gone to a convention? Tell me. I want to know. Don't leave me hanging here. Have you met somebody and when you've gone to them, you don't know what to do with your hands and you're Ricky Bobby? Don't know what to do with my hands. And you go up to them and you're like, it's nice to meet you. And it doesn't come out that way. Instead it comes out, it's meet to nice you. And you forget your name and you don't know what you're doing because this person is just untouchable. Maybe you don't get nervous, but you have spoken to someone and they're amazing. They're amazing. And you're totally like just enveloped in them. You want to hear more. You're just like, please keep talking. Tell me more. Tell me more. Tell me more. So if you're taking what you learned from that person, you bottled up that energy. And number 2, you up your freaking game. Up your game, girl. You want to be like her. I don't care if you don't want to be like her. You need to be like her. You need to be like that person. You need to up your game and make it happen. You need to start looking at what they're doing and figure out what it is that you're not doing. That will keep you from having a reality low. If you are focused on this girl has got something, this girl's got something, and I want to know what that something is, and I'm going to give you a piece of that. Not literally. So you've got to be focused and say, okay, she is doing this. What do I need to do to make it happen? Start watching that person. Start following that person. Start walking the same path that that person is doing and up your game. You won't have a reality low if you're focused on the prize. I promise. You won't. And the last thing that I will say is you come back from a convention, you are from a major high, you're so excited, you came from a trip, you came from a vacation, whatever, and you come home and you're like, oh, I just want a vacation for my vacation. And you just don't know that you can keep going. What do you do to not hit the reality low? Keep filling your cup. Sounds simple, but it really is. Don't let the fact that you went on this amazing trip and your cup was overflowing with excitement, with gratitude, with blessings, right? It's just overwhelming. You cried your little eyes out, or your heart bursted and you had so much fun. How do your cup is just overflowing and overflowing, and you come home and now your cup is empty. Fill your cup. Be doing affirmations. Be doing personal development. Okay? Be focused on taking care of you, because if you don't take care of you, you can't do anything for anybody else. You get on an airplane and you were to get in a crash, what happens? The mask comes down. Who gets the mask first? Me or the baby? Me. Because I got to take care of me before I give it to the baby. Right? Right? I want to hear some yes. Do I get some yeses? So you need to take care of you. Don't let that overflowing cup go dry. Don't hit that reality low. Stay on top of it. Be up in your game. Be taking what you've learned and take it to the next level, and continuously fill your cup. Fill it with good energy, positivity. You fill it with all of the affirmations you can possibly get into your daily. Fill it with manifestation. Start manifesting things, putting things out into the universe. Be strong, be confident. Do the Wonder Woman stand and stand there every day until you fill it and you feel confident enough to do it. Keep filling your cup. Get you a book, get you an audio book, get you something, and keep fueling that fire. Do not let that fire burn out. You let that fire burn out, it's going to take you forever to pick back up. You're going to have to wait till the next convention. You're going to have to wait for something else. And then what are you going to do? Just run for that for a little bit and then hit reality low again? Don't let it happen. Don't let it happen. You are in control of what you do with your energy. So take that energy that you just got from a convention, a trip, take that energy and bottle it up. Take what you've learned, up your game, and start filling your cup so that it continuously overflows. If this added any value to you, please hit the share button, tag your friends below. I love you all. I hope that this was very helpful. And ladies, seriously, keep your high, because everybody knows we want high vibes around here. We don't want to be in that reality low. Hashtag reality low sucks. Okay? So, hope you like the little hat. You like the pink? Bye, guys.